Gautam. Welcome to the podcast.
Chandana, nice to be here.
Thank you so much for making time and joining for the podcast. So,
Mhm.
you are doing your PhD in Luxembourg, and it's not much well heard as much as we have heard about Germany or France or Spain. So, firstly, I want to know how big is this country?
It's actually a very small country. A lot of people haven't heard it. If you're not from Europe, you wouldn't have definitely not heard about it. Except the fact that it's the richest country.
Okay.
But longitudinally, you can cover the country in within 3 hours.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
is but it has two cities majorly, being Luxembourg city itself, and the other being Esch, which is a smaller city. But there's only one university in the entire country, and it's University of Luxembourg. They have different campuses across the country. The one that I work in is an affiliation to one of them. So it's called Luxembourg Institute of Health. So
Okay.
it's more like an organization which is affiliated to it. There's just PhD programs as well as postdocs and so on. Yeah.
So, can I say that you have traveled the entire country
Yes.
multiple times?
Yes, I have done it a number of times. In fact, the north of Luxembourg is really beautiful. And any of viewers get a chance to see it, I would highly recommend it.
Okay, when you say beautiful, like how is it? Like, are you telling in terms of nature or the
Yeah,
city itself?
this in the north, it's very small villages, like different pockets, and it's really beautiful. Like in some of the places that I have visited, I almost got the feeling I was in one of the Alps. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
Okay. In the north, how is the landscape?
A lot of mountains actually. It's a mountainous region. And most of the time, whenever you're visiting throughout the year, it's going to be raining. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, you should always carry an umbrella or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yes.
So now that you said it's one of the richest country, so what's your cost of living then in this country?
So coming to high cost of living, my rent is around 1,000 euros. You have to expect it to be above 1,000 euros. A really good apartment, and people who want to come to Luxembourg, they have to be very careful not to register for apartments before coming there because there's a good chance you might be scammed. So not pay anything upfront. So always keep it to you seeing the apartment and then knocking it down, and not the other way around.
Okay, then tell me this. Then let's say someone have to come to Luxembourg. Then first few weeks or first month, how are they going to like arrange their accommodation then?
Colleagues of mine, they did an Airbnb, which is
Okay.
also expensive. So this is where the ISER alumni network would come into use, hopefully, because multiple times there have been people who first came to Luxembourg. They stayed at my apartment or something for a week or two before they finally found a place. So this I'm not advertising, but if you know somebody in Luxembourg before, go there. It's always very useful, and I think the ISER network is growing there.
Okay. Since this country is very small, is there option like we can stay in Germany like until we get the apartment and then travel back to Luxembourg? Do we have something option like that?
No, we do not have that option because our visas are usually issued for Luxembourg. So we do not have the permission to rent uh, apartments in Germany, France, or Belgium. It's where the rent is like half. Say if it's 1,000 in Luxembourg, if you just cross the border, it's 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, does Luxembourg come under Schengen visa?
Yes.
So then would there be a problem if I have to stay in any of the other Schengen countries then?
The ministry does not allow it actually. The
Okay.
Luxembourg government, it does not allow you to stay in either Germany or France because then when you go and try to rent an apartment there, they would ask you for a contract, perhaps even like a nationality you are in. If you say that you are from India, they would not provide you an apartment because then it's not legally allowed.
Yes. Okay. Okay. And regarding transportation, how is the transportation in your country?
Free. So you do
Okay.
not need to pay anything. You just hop
Okay.
on a bus and then you can go to a lot of places.
Okay.
Connectivity within the city, I would say, is really good. If you want to go from, say, from your house to work. So I live in the district which is close to Luxembourg, so not in the city itself. So I live close to 20 minutes from the center of the city. It takes me quite some time to go there because the bus goes to the city, but it's well connected, I have to say.
Okay. And So is this transportation free only for the like the residents of the Luxembourg country or like anyone? Let's say I want to come to Luxembourg. So for me
Yeah,
also is
it's
a transportation free. Okay.
yes, it's free.
What's the reason behind this free transportation? This is intriguing.
It's interesting when you look into the history. It says that the car, when before this free public transport was there, the country had a lot of cars. So a lot of people from Germany, France, Belgium would bring their cars into this country, and the country, like, it would be congested. The traffic, the roads are not built for three huge countries to bring their car inside.
Okay.
So they implemented this public transport system to sort of prevent of this. But I still have to say there are a lot of cars, especially if you see the highways leading up to Belgium or France in the mornings, like 8 a.m., you would have a traffic stretching up to 2 kilometers. Yeah. People trying to come in.
Why is there such a busy traffic? Like, is there something that's attractive in the Luxembourg that makes people to come, or like, what is the reason behind this traffic?
It's so if a lot of people, at least the Europeans who are from these neighboring countries, they actually live in Germany or France, Belgium, and they travel to Luxembourg for work because the salary is more attractive. It's the main reason.
Okay. So because your cost of living is also high, we can expect the salary also to be high compared to other European countries. Okay, perfect. Now tell me, like, when you came from India and landed in Luxembourg for the first time, how was your the first experience?
So I actually came here for an interview. So they flew me in for the interview process itself. So I got a bit of the understanding about how Luxembourg works, but not to that extent because it was like 3 days of interview, to which I had to go back and then apply for the visa and come again. But the second time when I came, I had a friend from bachelor's who was here who was doing a PhD. So I was staying at this apartment for 2 weeks trying to find a place. And it was really difficult at the beginning, I have to say. Yeah, because I had to finish work and then go. The part which is not really good is the fact that you need to find a place before the first month because you won't get a salary otherwise. So you
Okay.
need to open the bank account as soon as possible when you come here. Otherwise,
Okay.
you would not receive the first month's salary.
So are you telling like you have a system where you have to do this city registration thing with your house address, and then after you give that only you get your salary? Like, do you have such kind of a system?
You need to register at a commune, like
Okay.
in different municipal offices in different districts of Luxembourg. So I go there and I submit a document saying that I have an apartment here. So please register me in this commune. You just mention it, and then they would give you a certificate. This document you need to bring it to the bank. Then they would open a like a bank account for you. This is really fast. But then again, you like the appointments are only in the evenings, which is also
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Besides this adjustment, how was it for you culturally to adjust in this place?
Culturally, I would say it was hard because there are a lot of nationalities. It's not just one nationality, which is Luxembourgish. So the Luxembourgish people are very small, like indigenous people. There are not a lot of people there. It's mostly immigrants. So it's a bit hard to adjust to the fact that there are so many other nationalities: French, Portuguese, Spanish, Italian, like a lot of people. So those are a bit difficult at first to adjust to like small things. Then you learn it over time by making mistakes. And the good thing is that they're very open to that. Won't get mad at you if you are making mistakes.
Okay. Tell me this, which language do they speak in this country?
It's mostly French,
Okay.
actually. Yes.
Okay.
So there are three languages. It's German, French, and Luxembourgish. So Luxembourgish is very close to German. So the native Luxembourgish population also prefers to speak in German than French. But
Okay.
if you go to a supermarket, most of the workers are from France. So they only speak French. So if you are coming into the city, I would definitely advise anybody to learn French
Okay.
if you do not know before.
Okay. How much open they are if you speak in English?
Very open. They know
Okay.
yeah, it's like I said, it's super international country itself. So you have a lot of British people, Americans there, so they would definitely speak English.
Okay. Okay. Tell me like where all you struggled to adjust initially.
So the thing that I can recall very vividly is the fact that when they say time, like what time you need to be there. So
Hmm.
sometimes when they say first day, I remember there was an induction day, the kickoff event for a PhD program. I was supposed to be there at like PM. So we had to leave our building at like 12:50 p.m. Instead of saying 12:50, they said 10 to 1. So this was
Okay.
a bit difficult to understand at the beginning. Like I didn't understand what was 10 to 1. So this may be a very minute thing, but it cost me a lot where I reached the event 1 hour after it started. This was hard, yes. Then
Okay.
the rest, but then I have to say that for the rest, sort of like adjust by looking at what the others are doing.
Okay. Okay.
Then it becomes a bit easy. Yeah.
Because Luxembourg is kind of it looks like an international platform, like there's people from all kinds of background. So maybe compared to other European countries, I don't know, can we say it's much easier to settle in this country?
Yes, if you can figure out as the location, like the your stay, I would say adjusting would be a bit easier, yeah, as compared to Germany or France. Yeah.
Okay.
Then the paying system is also a bit better because you also have something very, very close to UPI,
Okay.
but not in supermarkets, but you can pay each other with UPI, like a UPI sort of system. It's called
Okay.
Payconic. You can scan a
Okay.
QR code and then you can pay them.
I'm feeling this country is very advanced. Okay. So now tell me, like, related regarding your PhD. So, how is your group? Is it like very diversified or is it like filled with the locals? Okay, calling locals is not the right term, but yeah.
This is German, actually. So
Hmm?
he comes from Germany, in a very small town from Germany. And we have a mix of mostly it's German and this one Luxembourgish PhD. She just recently graduated, but it's mostly Germans and French. So French, whenever they get together, they also speak in French. Then the good thing about my group is the fact that they all speak in English whenever there is another person who sitting with them during lunch or some other moment, they immediately switch to English so that everybody can understand. We also have like small other like Spanish, Ukrainian, South African. So it's a diverse group of people, I have to
Okay.
say. Yeah.
And when it comes to doing research, how different is it for you when compared to the research that you did during your master's in India?
That's something that I've been asked before, and I would say that you need to be more organized here.
Hmm?
There is like a system, especially with experiments. It's neat. Like I worked with a German colleague, and he asked me to record every single thing that you do. If you make a mistake, also write it down because in the end it will matter. So they pay a lot of attention to the details. And the the maintenance of data is like you have to be really organized because they would ask you something at any point, and then you can immediately to show it. So
Okay.
that was a huge difference. Yeah.
Okay. And regarding this work-life balance culture, is it there in Luxembourg also?
Yeah. I mean, in my group, you are not advised to come in on the weekends. My boss doesn't care if you come in on the weekends or not. So his ideology is that as long as you can complete the tasks, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the other fact is that the end of the month, you get a Sodexo card. So in Luxembourg, apart from your normal, like the company also provides you a lunch card. Say top up 200 euros every month. This
Okay.
actually comes in from part of your pension.
Okay.
So the taxes that you pay, I think it's from the taxes, not the pension. The taxes that you pay, a part of it actually comes back to you, in the form of a lunch card. You can buy lunch with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every month, so somehow the taxes will be cut, and in that they also do they take like extra amount for lunch or like within the taxes that you have paid, they're giving
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
This I think is a way for the company to like, for many big companies to also get like some tax relief.
Okay.
Like everybody in Luxembourg has this lunch card. It's a sort of a corporate tax relief the
Okay.
companies get by issuing its employees with a lunch coupon. This you can use it for even like grocery shopping. I
Okay.
mainly use it for grocery shopping. But you can also buy meals with it, like think if they have a certain limit every day that you
Hmm?
can spend 54 euros, beyond which the card would not work. And most importantly, they made it a rule that the card only works in Luxembourg. So
Okay.
even if you go to the other side of the border, it stops working.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Now tell me, do you find a lot of Indians in Luxembourg?
Yes. I mean, there are a lot of people in the corporate sector working in Luxembourg city itself. Like
Okay.
there are a lot of finance companies and people work there. Roommate is also Indian. So of course
Okay.
there are Indians, there are some ISA people as well. But
Hmm?
this ISA Set of people you barely meet if you're in different campuses. Example, there is somebody even from my own college who I know from my own batch.
Hmm?
Since we are in two different campuses, we do not meet that often. But in the main campus, so this is the University of Luxembourg.
Hmm?
Here you have a lot of Indians
Okay.
working.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So can I guess that there are Indian restaurants and like grocery stores in Luxembourg?
yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So for you to live a lifestyle like the way we lived in India, like, cook proper Indian meals or
Mhm.
find Indian restaurants or find Indian friends shouldn't be difficult in Luxembourg, I assume.
No, no. I mean,
Oh,
if you are working in the university, you would definitely find Indian colleagues. You'll be
okay.
working with them, and then Indian restaurants and grocery stores you would definitely find.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, how's the cost of all the groceries in
Uh,
Luxembourg?
People would say that it's a lot more expensive, but
Okay.
truth be told, I have seen Germany, I have been to France. It's comparable. The prices of groceries are sometimes even cheaper. Do you have the biggest advantage is the fact that you have grocery stores from these three countries as well. You would have Lidl, Aldi, or whatever, other German chains,
Hmm.
as well as a French store like Claire, also, for example. But then you also have the Belgian stores.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can source all of them if you wanted to.
Okay. And also tell me regarding this bureaucracy in Luxembourg, like how tedious or like is it like more paperwork kind of a situation or like are they digitally advanced?
I would say they are much more digitally advanced than Germany. If you want to obtain any license or apply for residence permit, you can do it online. There is a website called My Guichet. Here you can apply for taxes. You can do everything there. Then it takes a while for them to process the document.
Hmm?
It can be done online. You do not need to go
Okay.
to an office itself.
So for someone who has completed their masters, let's say, and they want to come to Luxembourg for their PhD, so what are the advices you would give to them?
That's a good question. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I would the most important point would be to figure out accommodation as soon as possible and ensure that you like the place. Even if it's a bit more expensive, I would advise to take it because in the long run, comfort is more important. Because when you're especially doing a PhD, you would need a place where you can come to and call it a home. Because there would be days where you would want to immediately run back home. There have been days like this. So I would definitely advise a good house for starters with a good roommate, of course. Then for else, I would say be open about fact that you would meet a lot of new cultures and be open to the fact that you would want to socialize with a lot of people from different cultures and not just the Indian group that you want to be with. Because then you would learn about a lot of things about their culture and then you would say genuinely have a nice time. Yeah.
Okay. So
Mhm.
thank you for your advice. And tell me like as a PhD student, how has been your journey like of doing research, personal journey?
Like for me, so far it's been a rough journey. It's been would say a difficult one. I mean, of course, all PhDs are difficult. Plus, in my case, the project was not well defined when I first started. So the PI also did not had like gave me the freedom to choose different avenues to work. And in the end, I started working closely with a postdoc of mine. And then, since there was another person who was as experienced as my professor, it was really easy for me to also learn from him a lot of things. So, this was definitely an advantage that I've not heard a lot of PhDs have. The fact that, at least according to me, the work has been very interesting till date. There have been times where things have not worked, of course. But then I just stopped all of it down. I had people who said, okay, you just need to go home, take a break, and then you can come back the next day. And it has worked. This was like a mantra that a lot of people like chanted, and it works, I have to say. Yeah. So I think for me, I think most important fact is that with the work, it's the people you meet, which are more memorable for you at the end of the day. I
Mhm.
mean, papers or whatnot that comes, it's of course important, but then the people you meet, the connections you make is as important as that. Because in the future, networking is very important.
I will from this podcast I'm going to take away this point that whenever I'm stuck in my research, I'm going to take like a small break and then reset myself.
Yeah, you should just try, I don't know if you have like a really interesting hobby, like if you can distract yourself from whatever happened. I would say it's a privilege to forget about the things like this
Okay.
with a hobby. Just
Okay.
go home, switch off your brain. not think for us because it's not the end of the world.
But then how do you deal with this thought that is telling, okay, you're wasting your time, just go and study, work on it. Maybe working for 2 more hours, you might get out something. How do you play with this thought? How do you handle it?
I would say even if you spend 2 more hours, your brain is still like in a state where it's thinking that no matter whatever I do, it's gonna be wrong. I would not think it's a time waste. Even if you spend 3 hours doing something which is mindless, still time the efforts that you put towards regaining yourself, and then you can go the next day with a fresh mind, and then be problem whatever you are stuck in take like half the time that it takes complete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to implement this and I'll let you know.
Hmm.
So thank you so much. I
Hmm.
hope our viewers will get an idea of what it is, how is Luxembourg, what it is to stay there, and what are the tips they're supposed to follow if they want to like do their PhD in Luxembourg. And also, they don't have to worry. There are like enough Indians, even though this is a small country. They can get Indian groceries, they can get Indian friends, Indian restaurants. So they won't be completely displaced from their natural habitat, I can say. So thank you so much for all your advice. Thank you for
Yeah.
your time.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. And for all our viewers, if you have enjoyed this video, if enjoyed this podcast, and if you've learned new things, that's the exactly point of this podcast. And hope you will have a great time if you come to Luxembourg. Thank you so much for watching this video.
Thank you all for watching Cupid Monk. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay curious, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one.